So let's just talk a little bit about B2B versus B2C marketing. Okay, business to business versus business to consumer. These are two different types of marketing strategies, and your company usually is one or the other, or it's a hybrid. But in general, it's one or the other. I want to give the example, I always give myself as an example as a B2B company. Tag Brands is a branding and design agency, so we mainly work with medium to large scale corporates. So I'm very much a B2B business. Let's take, for example, Zara as a B2C, business to consumer example. So what's the difference in B2B marketing versus B2C marketing? The target markets are very different. And the target market in B2C is usually much larger. So Zara has, in Lebanon, maybe over 1 million customers to market to. I have maybe, 300. So there is a very different differentiator between larger scale markets and smaller scale markets. And usually with the target markets, it's a small market. Like for say, I have banking sector as one of my clients, and it's a niche for me, the banking sector. So there's only 150 banks in Lebanon, so it's literally only 150 clients that I can target. So this is why it's very important to understand the different types of target markets. In terms of clients, we have individual buyers when it's B2C versus multiple stakeholders. So when I work with a client, with Zara, which is B2C, what will happen is I will walk into Zara and buy anything from Zara. So it's an individual buyer. Maybe I have a friend with me who gives an opinion, but that's about it. It's an individual buyer. But with the other side of the stakes, which is the B2B, we have multiple stakeholders. We have the procurement manager, we have the marketing manager, we have the CEO, we have the board. There's multiple layers and lots of stakeholders to basically approach as a client. The decision making is also very different. For B2C, it's a one-step process, so it's very emotional. So I like a shirt, I buy a shirt from Zara, and I pick it up and I go. It's an impulse buy. But on the other hand, in B2B, the decision-making process to buy a service or a product from a B2B company is a very multi-level process. So it's a very rational decision. You really have to go through a lot of details before you actually get to that point of actually making a decision. The sales cycle is very long when it comes to B2B marketing. So for me, when I first meet with the client, I meet with the client, I meet maybe with the marketing manager, then we meet with the CEO, then we meet with the procurement manager, and then we meet with the board. So all of this happens before we even actually have a decision that they're going to be working with us. So the sales cycle is much longer usually, maybe 3 or 4 months, maybe even longer sometimes. And in B2C, it's a very short impulse buy. I go down to Zara, I get out of my car, I go into the shop, half an hour later I've bought something. So it's an impulse buy. So you can see the differentiators. And the marketing drivers, in B2C marketing, you see a repetition. You always see Zara on the streets, on social media, and all of the traditional media as well. So you have a repetitive and to create brand awareness for the actual brand, and it's very much based on mass marketing. In B2B, it's very different because the expertise are very small, so it's very targeted as a marketing strategy. And the marketing objectives are quite different. In B2C, it's very much about brand awareness and repetition and creating that awareness of the brand, while in B2B, it's very much focused on lead generation. So basically, what's the lead generation? What's the sales funnel? How are we going to create these? So here we have a B2B marketing platform, which is very similar to a B2C marketing platform. But at the end of the day, it's how you use it, which is very important. So we have branding, we have digital footprint, we have digital media, advertising, PR events, content creation, and knowledge builders. What's really interesting here is that usually in most companies in Lebanon, in a small to medium-sized businesses, mainly the CEOs are acting as chief marketing officers as well. So they're acting like the marketing managers. So what happens there is it's really hard that they have to do all of these things. So imagine in branding, they have to do all of the branding elements. In digital footprint, they have to do all the digital items. In advertising, they have to understand all the advertising and the PR and the content creation and knowledge builders. It's really hard. Can you imagine that if you were a company in Lebanon that you have to deal with all of this? If you're not a medium to large scale company who has a marketing department, who has a marketing chief executive, the actual CEO of most companies in Lebanon have to deal with all of these issues to actually create a marketing strategy for the year. So how do we budget for B2B marketing? Okay, I'm giving you a few numbers here. to just give an illustration, we don't have statistics in Lebanon, but in the US, which is a global, it's a global statistic as well, and you have to spend 7 to 8% of your gross revenue or your sales revenue or whatever you want to call it. For the whole year, you have to spend 7 to 8% of it on marketing, okay? And that doesn't just include media buying, that includes agency fees, it includes a lot of different things. Hala will take a look at it. Okay, so if you have a gross revenue of $500,000, you're spending $35,000. Why is this number important, the 7 to 8%? It's to give you an indicator from the beginning of the year what you're going to be spending on in terms of marketing. Okay, and if you haven't developed this from the beginning of the year, what you're going to be doing is impulse marketing, which is not something which we want. We want to strategize where we're spending our money and be able to understand what we did last year to develop our marketing strategy for next year. So some of the key indicators that you should look at if you're developing your marketing budget for B2B for 2019 is you have to analyze your data. Okay, with B2B companies, you have long-term and you have new clients, okay? You have to analyze both sets of data. So the long-term clients, how are you marketing and communicating to them, which are your repeat clients? Plus, you have new clients. Where are they coming from? Where did they come from last year? So analyze your data, which is not just your digital data, but all your sales data, and sit with the sales team and try to understand where you're getting new clients from and how you're dealing with your long-term clients. So this creates lead generation and funnel creation for your sales team. And you have to look at optimizing return on investment. So you look at what you did last year, okay, and you see which one actually brought you return on investment and optimize more and more on that. And really always try to do something new. Okay, try to do something new which you have never done before and add it to your marketing budget just to understand what you're going to do and to try to do something new which adds to your sales channel and to the lead generation. So here, if we look at this example, which is B2B marketing, budget allocations, you can see that they looked at trade shows, they spent a lot of money on trade shows, digital advertising, content marketing, website, agency fees. So here, if you do this chart, okay, just now, before you start the rest of the year, you do this chart, you have a quick understanding of really where you are focusing all your efforts on. And if you don't understand where you're spending, it means you don't know where your sales are coming from and your lead generation, which is really important in B2B marketing. Thank you, that's it. Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank Ramzi Al-Hafiz and Lebanon Opportunities for having us here. And I'd like to introduce our panel. Amal Mirai has over 18 years of experience in B2B marketing. Her functional experience includes market development, market research, new product development, strategic planning, and communication. She is currently handling the marketing business development at Endefco Plastic Division. She holds a BE, Bachelor in Electrical, BE in Electrical Engineering, and an MBA from AUB. Jennifer Yuan is the Managing Director of Malia Tech and CIO of Malia Holding. Jennifer began her career in Boston. In her capacity as General Manager, she established and steered the growth of Malia Tech, ensuring its expansion into 5 markets. As Malia Group CIO, she is leading the group's digital transformation. She sits on the board of Teach a Child, Children Council Center, and CIO Lebanon. Hassan Khatib is the founder and CEO of Infotech Systems. Started his career in office automation in 1990 and shifted his focus to the cards and payments industry in 1998. In 2001, Hossam founded Infotech Systems with a clear vision to become a major player in the Middle East region. Hossam's forward thinking, coupled with the right vision and adopting new technologies at the right time, made him a fintech expert contributing to the digital transformation. So I'd like to start with just a bit about each of your companies and where it stands.
Like Maya introduced me, I'm handling the marketing at Endefco Plastic Division. Endefco Group is about 5 divisions. We have the plastic division, the container board, the consumer board, the machinery part, and the paper making part. Endefco Plastics, which I'm working at this division, is about 7 manufacturing plants, 1 recycling plant, operating in Lebanon, Egypt, Tunisia, UK, and the USA. We export to more than 50 countries. We produce plastic films and bags, master batches and fillers, inks and coatings, preforms and closures, as well as paper cores. We serve more than 17 sectors, enabling us to go multinational. This is the introduction about the division that I'm handling, the marketing, the market.
Hello, everyone. So Malia Tech is one of the 27 companies of Malia Group, a very diversified group in 6 different industries, dealing in manufacturing of pharmaceutical, cosmetics, fast-moving consumer goods, hospitality, real estate, fashion, and technology. So Malia Tech started 14 years ago, and we provide innovative solutions in automation, digital, and IoT. We combine both hardware and software solutions, and we deal with the top niche hardware provider in the market.
Thank you. Hassan.
Good evening, everyone. Infotech Systems was established in 2001 as a 100% cards and payments focused company. Throughout the years, we evolved to become a regional player with offices headquarters in Beirut, office in Amman, office in Dubai. And we, let's say, have different verticals. The most important is the banking and the payment industry. And in Lebanon, we hold around 50% market share of all credit cards that you see within the hands of everyone in Lebanon, Visa and MasterCard. We provide, let's say, 4 out of the 6 sponsors in this event today are our customers. We are very proud of that. Ariba, Bankaudi, France Bank, Blom Bank. Okay.
Thank you.
We grew up from a company just, 70 meters square with 2 people to become plus 20 persons in Lebanon, serving countries like Oman, UAE, KSA, even Pakistan, and currently we're expanding even further. So that's in a nutshell what we do.
As people in charge of the marketing and the strategy of your companies, and how do you put the marketing strategy together for the year? And how do you set the budget? And just give us real-life examples if you can.
For you to understand how we operate and we put in place our marketing strategy, at Endavco Group, because we're multinational, and to benefit and leverage from each other's, we handle the sales. The salespeople are a separate entity from all the manufacturing plants. So we have like 80 people located all around the world, and that sells to all the business units, the operating plants. And the business units have the marketing arms responsible mainly of the product development. So this being in place, we have built a matrix which goes marketing and sales that are the touching points of the customers. So the sales being located on the ground feed us with marketing intelligence. The product managers from the business units, they stay close to the market, to the customers to understand their needs. Both participate in different trade shows. So we gather lots of market intelligence, and this branch is a part of the central marketing department that I'm heading. So from the market analysis, from the competition analysis, then we assess the company's strengths and weaknesses, and we see how we can penetrate or grow a certain market. Then we set the marketing strategies, which in turn goes into a marketing plan, and then we set the budget. The marketing plan is a live document. It's not just that we write it in November, we just finished writing it, but it's a continuous and live document that we always update.
Thank you.
So, as a technology company, it's a bit different. our strategy starts with, first and foremost, defining if we have innovative products. Because if we don't have any, then it's better not to do any marketing about it, unless we're doing some promotion and price discounts. So we define all the innovative product and solutions we have. And then we decide, and based on the previous KPIs we had, which exhibitions we need to attend and which events we have to perform with our customers, because it's not necessarily always about sales in our case, it's more about awareness and education. So we set all these objectives, we define all these events, but then at the end it all comes to the bottom line of our P&L. So we measure it back again to the projected sales, and if it goes well with our board, then it's great. If not, we have to do that balance of reducing a bit the marketing or saying, no, we have to improve the sales, can we re-increase the marketing? So it's a battle of up and down, we struggle, and it's becoming tougher and tougher because we're being asked continuously to reduce our expenses. So we have to be smart in our investment and be far more selective in the events that we perform.
I totally agree with you about that. And I do agree with Maya in her introduction about the small companies and how we, let's say, one person can do multitasking. You know, I've been heading the company for almost 17, 18 years, and I've been doing the marketing activities because we're a small company. SME, let's say. However, you know, with time, you find ways to really pick your budget, find ways to do direct marketing to your customers. Most of our customers are corporates, you know, banks, payment processors, and most important is the relation. We have built it along the years, and the trust. Very important for us when we sell something to the payment industry to trust us. You know, it's all about trust. If they don't trust us, they wouldn't work with us. How can we work and serve several competing banks at the same time and hold them for, you know, 17 years or 15 years as clients? So this was the main message to my team, that you have to, you know, always convey the message of trust with the company, with the people they talk to every day, to be able to retain the customers, and that we have succeeded so far to have like 99% customer retention from day one to the day until today.
What channels of marketing as a B2B company do you use specifically, and which ones over the years have led more to lead generation?
Well, definitely it's the exhibitions. At Endavco, we have an average rate of return on investments around 26. It's the ratio of sales of the exhibition, the sales revenues that we generate from exhibitions over the sales of investments. And when we go into exhibition, we go large scales. We go into 200 square meter booth to show that we're really strong. We're leaders in the market. We're even exhibiting in Europe. Now, another channel that we recourse to are the workshops, because we usually sell to distributors, because when we export, we need to export, like you know, in containers load. So there are rarely end users that can import big containers. So we sell to distributors. So we have no contact points, very few contact points with the end users. So what we do is we do workshops for the end users. We listen to them. We play the role of consultants. We teach them how to benefit the most from the product. We let them, we make them informed always on the trend. Of course, there is the digital channels. We recourse to Google Ads. We recourse to LinkedIn. Of course, we have a good. We ensure that the websites of our business units are performing and they're generating requests for quotations. We recourse to trade lead portals like Alibaba.
Of course, it depends on the type of product. Usually what sells most on trade reporters, on digital channels, are the commodity products and not the specialty, because the specialty, they need a really technical person to convince the buyer to purchase.
So, and we do direct email marketing campaigns too. We do use all sorts of almost all sorts of channels, but the main investment goes into trade shows.
It's all about lead generation, in fact, and the most successful one in our case are the executive briefs. When we do targeted event, for example, we were launching lately a solution for virtual banking called Facecom. So we specifically invited the banking sector, and so we can speak their language. The same if we're offering a solution for the hospitality, for the retail. So these are the most successful ones. We're definitely exhibits, mostly for awareness, because although we might meet 1,000 persons at an exhibition, in our case, these not always translate into lead generation. So this is the most successful one. Definitely, we spend a lot on digital marketing, being Google Ads, Facebook, YouTube videos for our YouTube channels, and the SEOs for our pages. We focus a lot for our web pages to always have the consumer lands on the first page and have a landing page to contact us. We benefit from our online chat also, so we can reach them very easily. I mean, these are the most common ones. We still rely a lot on mass emails or targeted emails, and the newsletters are still very efficient in our case because we do share information and educate.
Well, I think for us, it's been exhibitions regionally. So we've been exhibiting in a regional, very specialized exhibition in the UAE about cards and payments for the past 6 years. And the return has been excellent because it's really focused, and the audience is our target. So we don't see people just coming around, just walking around asking questions that are out of. We just see people who are in the industry looking for solutions, looking for something new. We've been always known for providing this different thing. So we always look for the differentiator, and then we promote it. We go all the way into providing, products that were just ideas. Nobody thought, that could be produced, and then we produce them. And our customers get awards from those products. And this, leads to business to us from word of mouth. People will ask, who did this, who did that? And this is where we started, growing outside Lebanon. We've been lately also focusing on the marketing activities, and we have now a new, let's say, marketing team within the company, finally. And we're setting a really good strategy for next year, and we're diversifying our activities, B2B with the banking and payment industry, and we have also other industries that we cater for, like retail, like hospitals, hospitality. We have a lot of products for them, and of course, with the digital transformation, we have also gone into digital products as well. So mobile and all these.
How do your marketing strategies focus on customer relationship building, which is key to us as B2B companies? And it's interesting to note that two of our panelists come from large-scale corporates, so they're part of a group. So it's interesting to talk about the relationship of the group and how it affects the B2B and the lead generation. And Hussam's company is a standalone company on his own. So it'll be interesting to talk about that.
As you mentioned at the start, customers are hard to find in a B2B. So it's not like an impulse buy. It could happen that you may sell a container load quickly, but if you can't hold well to your customer, it's very difficult and it's more expensive to win him back and it's less expensive to win him back than to gain new customers. So in marketing B2B, customer experience management is as important as lead generation. So we have lately, like for the last 3 years, focused a lot on this part. First, we have changed the culture at the business units, so they think many-to-many relationship. Because as of all you know, sales believe that they ought to be the only people contacting the customers. Well, we changed this mindset, and the customer is being contacted by many contacts at our business units. He's contacted from the technical guy to ensure that the product is running well on the machines. He's contacted by the product manager or the marketing guy to ensure the product is developed and it's meeting its requirements, from the sales to get the order, from a general manager, and sometimes from the president. At Indefco, we built the customer funnel that you mentioned, where we put, it has a triangular form. We have the lead at the base, and it has to be a triangular. When it's not triangular form, that something's going wrong. So we have at the bottom of the triangle, we have the lead, being any company that might have an interest in buying our product, any company. Then we move him into a prospect, or we close the lead. A prospect is someone who's interested to buy the product, but who meets the profile we want. For example, he's able to import a container load, he has good payment terms, etc. Then we convert him into a customer, and when he reaches the stage of a customer, we segment our customers on the basis of being platinum, gold, silver, and bronze. So we automate the customer profiles. We have a profile of each and every one of our customers, not only on their financial abilities, because I could have a customer that is buying from me 5 tons, when in fact he can buy from me 1,000 tons. So I don't score him low. I score him on many different criteria, being it his size, his payment terms, his location, his ability to buy different products from Indefco Group. So once we segment all these customers, platinum, gold, silver, and bronze, we build different strategies for them. For the platinum, for example, we hold customer advisory board. We do them innovation day. We have proper development products for them. We meet them on the table. For example, like last week, we had a meeting with Procter & Gamble, where we have suggested to them products, new products that we're going to be proposing only to them. So we have different strategies in maintaining customer profile. We recourse a lot to automation. Soon we will be launching something called chatbot. I don't know if you're aware of it, where you go on the website and you chat with a chatbot, so they can inquire about the order status, when they will be receiving their order, container tracking. And of course, we assess yearly our customers, and then also via automation. The sales do not meet them. We have a department
at Indefco called PID, Process Improvement Department, that handles the satisfaction and that put in place correction programs. So we have many initiatives to hold on to our customers and to push them into the migration. So to turn the bronze into silver, the silver into gold, gold into platinum, because the more we have a platinum people, the more we're a profitable company.
Okay. So in our case, the direct sales team plays a very big part from the customer experience, but it's not enough. So because the after-sales service is as important and very hard for us, the customer, to become a repeat customer, we count a lot on our CRM, and our CRM allows us to allow different business units to have the same vision and full data for the same customer. So if we gain a customer in one BU, business unit being the mobility one, the other business unit can have visibility on that customer and maybe input more data. We have set lots of alert in our CRM, so we get daily notifications and immediate ones when there is a reason for us to take action or revert back. We also try to take every customer and make his experience very unique. So usually we enter also very specific data of our customers, so we can kind of have a customer experience that's very tailor-made to them to create that unique approach with them. From a group perspective, being part of a group, we definitely benefit a lot from the marketing strategies that the group do from a corporate perspective. So when they do like Mother's Days or Father's Days marketing events or lots of CSR, we benefit from these free of charge in a way. So we also use them to boost, and it helps us a lot because sometimes within the group we get referrals, and usually that's a very important referrals to us.
Hossam, you have a different experience. We heard the group experience. Let's hear the standalone experience.
Well, I think from our perspective, PR is very important. I mean, we had a slogan of our company, building customer relations and card solutions. And that stayed for like 5 years. And this was mainly our message that we cannot work without those relations. We cannot sustain, we cannot grow without building a very strong relation. We do many activities in that respect. So there are international exhibitions as well. So we invite our customers to go with us to those exhibitions, because those exhibitions will showcase the latest innovations in technology, the latest products, the biggest companies in the world. And we're not afraid to taking them there because we are their partners, we are their advisors. We don't sell them, we advise them. We use our experience all these years to provide them with the right solution. Sometimes there are products that we do not provide, but we really advise them that this is a good product for you. We have our also international partners, technology partners, and those partners also refer customers to us whenever they have hits on their websites, or they receive calls or they receive emails. They will tell them, Infotech Systems is available in Lebanon. You need someone in Amman. This is Infotech Systems. You need someone in, Iraq has been booming in the last 2 years. We've been very active there. We have people on the ground. So in the past 3 years, we became MasterCard global vendor. So we're a partner with MasterCard. So they refer clients to us in new markets where they want people to be fast. Companies, big companies, they take a lot of time to decide and to move. For us, it's really swift. So there were so many projects that needed with other companies 4 to 5 months to be implemented. We implemented in 4 to 5 weeks. And new banks came out live in 4 or 5 weeks. They started issuing cards to their clients in different markets. So this is part of what we do.
Thank you. I'd just like to mention this, and all other sessions are going to be available on YouTube, so you can check out the other sessions as well if you missed them. Consumer behavior is currently shifting a lot towards digital. How are your companies basically looking at social media and content creation and your B2B marketing strategies? We can just talk a bit about that.
As I mentioned before, we recourse a lot on online lead generation. So we need to be sure that the content is able to be coded by search engine, so it's search engine optimized. Also, we're going to be launching soon the e-commerce for the products that are commodities that sells into standards form. So this we've been working on, and we're very proud to reach it. Along then, of course, you have the social media. So as I mentioned before, we are benefiting from all the channels to reach the global market.
So the new algorithm placed lately by Google and Facebook definitely made the arena very hard on us lately. So we had to reconsider our budgets on digital online, first of all, investments. So it took us a bit some time, because even if you have organic likers, if you post something, it wouldn't go more than 5 to 10 users. So we do invest a lot in Google Ads and Facebook. And we try to select also a lot the target of these, when we boost any of these ads, the target of these. So we have to be very selective for it to be efficient. And then we try to analyze based on the page clicks they perform, their behaviors, and we adapt towards our next ads. From a SEO perspective, we work a lot to make sure that we show always on the first page, because if you're not on the first page, you're almost not on the internet. I think less than 8% of people click on the second page. So we work aggressively. We use even our groups. We use our partners, technology partners. We ask all of them to make sure they add us. And we definitely link to YouTube, to LinkedIn and other medias to boost these. From an ad also, we work that if we, for example, have a competitor, we want to make sure that if someone searches for them, we also appear, so we pay for these. And it helps also if you're entering a new market, to list all of your competitors and then put your ads. So when someone searches for them, they will show, you will appear, and they can basically contact you. Finally, what we try to focus on, sometimes it's not the way you perceive the wording. So for example, we have a solution called, which is the flagship, Salesforce Automation. Although this makes sense to us, it doesn't make sense always to the customer. So we try to see how they search. So maybe they search for it using Cash Van solution or Palm even, words that we wouldn't use anymore. So it doesn't matter how you perceive the words, it's how your customers are searching for you. So we work a lot on these to see how they search for the type of solutions that we offer. We might, for example, consider a solution like virtual reality, entertainment solution. So we have to use these words, although we would call it something else.
Thank you.
Well, I think for us it's a little bit different. However, we're starting as of next year, and we're doing the plan now to be more active on the digital scene. Maybe we're late, but it's never too late. The digital scene is always there, and it's going to be there. However, we worked from day one on positioning ourselves and branding ourselves in a very professional way. And of course, we used one of the great companies, Tag Brands, and we got an award for our website many years before, and the region as, you know, one of the very good websites. So we generate some leads from the website, but we know as well on the search engines that we are popping up on the first page when people are looking for keywords, and this for us is very very important. So we're into the digital age, and we are really doing a budget for that for the future, and we're making it like a really part of our day-to-day and our global budget.
Thank you. How does your product and service innovation and help your B2B business and marketing strategy? So how does it link?
Well, it affects greatly the innovation, whether it's product or service, affects greatly the marketing strategy. First, it helps us position the product higher because it's a new product. It allows us to claim a premium over competition because it's a new product. It allows us to push for the product faster, provided, of course, there's a proper promotion for this innovation, and we manage, as marketeers, to show the benefits of this innovation. So because innovation is very important to the marketing strategy, this is why at Endafco, the marketing people are key in the innovation team. It's centralized with the marketing team because the marketing has an eye on the market, on what the customer is looking for, on the trends. So they are part of the committee and the steering committee of everything that's regarding innovation, whether product or service.
Well, innovation is at the core of what we do. So if we don't have innovative products, basically we don't promote, as I said earlier. But when we have innovative solution, again, the first phase is educate and awareness of that solution. The way we try to show it is we film quick short videos of that solution when it's trendy. And in our case, because we have a digital solution, so we've got lots of these touch, interactive, holograms, VR, AR. So we've got lots of these solutions. So we try to capture them. And we even, in exhibitions, we have our customers or potential customers or attendees experience these. And usually these are the buzz of an event. And that's most of what we do.
Well, I think everybody is hearing about the innovations in the payment industry, cashless, mobile, tokenization, HC, I don't know, all these words. This is how we move and how we get ideas. We evolve by following up the market. The technology companies, the payment schemes, we call them Visa and MasterCard, and lately disruption. Everybody's talking about disruptions in the payment industry. Small companies popping up with a nice, mobile app that you can just go in, put your card, and start using it, paying in retail, and nobody knew about that. And people are not opening accounts in banks; they are just having accounts on their, let's say in China, WeChat has 800 million users. Alipay has 700 million users. They're not banks. They're just, apps. So this is where we go. This is where we find differentiators, and we follow up technology. We come to our customers and we offer them such technologies for their, for them to implement and to offer to the market.
Okay. Of course, we all like to grow outside the current market that you exist in. So how does your marketing strategy help you grow your B2B business in other markets that you're not prominent in or you want to start in?
Can you repeat the question?
How does your marketing strategy allow you to grow in different markets?
Yeah.
Not just your local market.
Yes, of course you have a marketing strategy for each market, whether being it a geographical market or a new product. So it depends on the nature of the product, on the competition, on the machinery being used, on the technology being adopted by the markets. Of course, we can always customize the marketing strategy with respect to the market we want to operate in.
So we deal currently in 5 different markets, and being Algeria, Iraq, Kuwait, UAE, and Lebanon, and each require a very specific marketing strategy, and some products don't fit into one country but fit into other, and there's some regulation where some country will not allow some of our solutions. So definitely each is unique. We consider each one of them special. As to growing into new markets, we rely a lot on our channel partners that we try to push to our website, so they would contact us if needed, or we try to approach them. And these channel partners, we also work a lot to train them. So we do lots of these channel events where we go there with them and show them our product, educate them, provide them sales and selling tools, so they can take our product and services and then expand them into further markets.
I think part of our activities in becoming a regional player is exhibitions and specialized exhibitions. Of course, we invest a lot in our team in growing their knowledge, technology knowledge. So even sales and technical teams are every year going to trainings, to workshops around the world to gain this experience and to come and give it to our customers. If we don't have that experience and that knowledge, they wouldn't work with us. They wouldn't ask us to come in and partner with them to launch new products and new technologies. A lot of PR we do. We travel a lot. We visit a lot customers, and that takes a lot of hard work and a lot of organizations within the company to be able to move from one place to the other, managed meetings, managed presentations, do a proof of concept, or do a real, sometimes we do a complete proof of concept where, customer can try the technology and then get convinced that it is the right thing for them. So this is part of our, work.
I'm going to skip a few questions, and so we can open up for Q&A. Okay, so what are the key ideas that you think are going to be enforced in 2019 in terms of your marketing strategy? What are you going to be focusing on? What are the key trends?
Well, of course, we're going to be focusing on retaining and satisfying our customers so that they don't go somewhere else, given the present economy situation. Also, we're going to be focusing a lot on innovation, but we're going to be innovating sustainably, because sustainability is at the core of everybody's business. So we're going to be thinking social sustainability and environmental sustainability. Lately, the plastic products have been like always, but lately there have been more attacked than before. So we are witnessing single-ban used plastic bags in many countries. So we're going to be sure that our products are being recycled. And we already have a recycling plan that we're going to be growing a lot, and we are going to be touching that in Lebanon, trying to solve a bit the trash crisis. We have recycling plants in Saudi also. And we're going to be we have already only about 5% of our products that are not recyclable, that we're going to be divesting and turning them into recyclable ones. So we're going to be preventing, not only because it's going to be attacked, because we're a sustainable company.
The two new add-ons for 2019 will be the Knowledge Center. So we're creating a center where customers would come and experience all of our solutions and then see how easy and quick, because everybody wants solutions to be implemented yesterday when they visit us. And then the second one is building up further our YouTube channel, because it's all about videos and the message gets so fast and so clear to everyone. So these are the two main, in addition to all the standards one we currently do.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I've already mentioned that we're starting a completely new marketing department within the company, and we'll be focusing on being more present on the digital and social media for specific products. And of course, we're launching new product within the whole region, and this is something that we will see in Lebanon very soon next year. And it's part of the payment, we call it POS devices, those payment devices where this will change the overall user experience, merchant experience within a shop, within a restaurant, where the waiter can come with the device, you can place the order, and you can pay directly from the same device. So it's like, very customized service. And this hopefully will be launched in Lebanon Q2 next year.
Okay, I'd like to open it up for Q&A. So any questions?
Hi, my question is for Jennifer. Jennifer, how do you protect your potential clients from conflict of interest between what they do and what are other companies probably doing in your group? You come from a larger group, and you might have clients that do the same thing. How do you protect them from taking their ideas and implementing them in sister companies?
This is very, very common questions. First of all, each entity is unique by itself. So the team of Malia Tech, from a confidentiality perspective, sign all the needed agreements, and I don't share any information from a data perspective. From a solution, usually it's the other way around. It's we take our group's expertise and solution, and we share them to the customers and market. And then if you're in today's market, whatever you invest, and you put money into, you want your competition to do the same and invest as much as you do. And we're a very transparent company, and it's been very successful. If I just give an example of the pharmaceutical, we have Pharmalan, which is one of the top companies, pharmaceutical company in Lebanon. And if I tell you that the solution we have for the medical representative is acquired and purchased by 4 other companies that do the same in Lebanon. So if you're educated enough and transparent, you see that working together helps you create better solution. And this is one of the topics I had, for example, with Benta. I said, let's join forces with Pharmaline, let's put our ideas together, and let's get a better solution for ourselves. So if the customer has something unique for him, we do customize app, and we don't re-implement it to anyone else, so it's unique for that customer.
Thank you.
Hi. As B2B companies, do you work with marketing and advertising agencies, and what are the advantages?
For Endefco, we have our in-house media agency. It's an autonomous company, so we deal with each other like regular customer to supply relationship.
For Malia Tech, we don't unless we have events and we ask for their support, because our product requires lots of learning and know-how that usually our team know more about internally. So we have our internal team, but the group, however, does work a lot with other marketing companies.
Yeah, I mean, for us, we don't work with an agency per se, but whenever we have projects, either we go with freelancers or we find, one reputable company which we can work for, like larger projects. When there are small projects, we do it internally or we do with freelancers.
Any other questions? Okay.
Taking advantage.
Go ahead.
Another question. I would like to understand how I'm specifically targeting you with my question because we have a company a bit similar to yours. When you want to target clients which are outside Lebanon and you actually don't know them, so it's more lead generation than maintaining your existing clientele. How do you go about that? What's your main strategy in attracting them?
I mean, we use the same that we use here locally. We have our local team in every country we are, and so we have our sales team who knock doors. We have account managers and account executive. We have sales managers in every country that we operate in.
I'm talking about countries that you do not operate in.
So we work on channel partners. So we select a partner, a company basically that is in that country that basically could resell our solution. We train them and we count on them to attract the customers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Good evening. My question is to Mr. Hussam. I want to ask you, when you first started in 1990, how difficult was it to meet decision makers in banks, CEOs, marketing officers? I don't know.
Some of them are here. Well, that's a very, very relevant question and very important question. Of course, you need to be very patient. Our sales cycle is very long. It can go as long as 5 years. Yes, and we did it. We waited 5 years. We got the biggest deal with Bank Audi after 5 years. The first, let's say, order with a bank took us a year and a half because they had an in-house company that provided, that a company that was owned by the bank's people, and they were supplying to the bank. But we were persistent. We went and visited them every other week. I told everybody that we need to go in. We need to go in. No, you have to learn. You have to learn how to be patient, and this is where we did a very good job. We beat their in-house company by price, by delivery lead time, and by quality. And we got the first order, and we became the 100% supplier, and they stopped working with their in-house company. So that was really, persistence and believing in yourself, believing that you can do it. You have to believe in yourself. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Being professional,
No, but it's not easy sometimes when you are a small company. It's not easy to make.
Of course.
Look,
We got an award for that.
you're totally right, but then you have so many ways to approach these days, and if you approach them at the right time when they need a specific solution and you understand the pain they have, and you tackle that pain, you will get the opportunity. But you have to hunt for them. You have to see where they go, when they go. You have to attend events they go to. You have to jump towards, and you will get that meeting when you need it, even if you're a very small company.
Any other questions?
Good evening. During these days, as you see, most of the companies, let's say, have problems with setting budget to proceed with their marketing plan. Can you please explain to us what are your tools to proceed with this struggle? As we see, the majority of companies use the digital media as an alternative because it's less costly. So in terms of real execution, what do you say about the current situation? Thank you.
Amma?
Well, of course, today also we have constraint on the budget, but when you monitor the budget and you prove to your management that you can monitor where the budget is going, then I think it's a go. For example, if I want to recourse to a budget and I want to get approval on it, if I prove that I can really track the return on investment, and if I do it and I win their trust, then they will be accepting my budget. And of course, the budget needs to have clear objectives with a good return on investment, so we have an approval. Yes, of course. For example. Yes, but usually it's built on experience, For example, in trade shows, it's very easy to track return on investment because you know the cost of your stand and the sales that you're going to be generating. We have put different criteria for the sales we're generating from the trade shows. It's very easy to be tracked. Google Ads, same. Like Jennifer said earlier, you need to be able to know where to go, which market you want to go to. You need to understand the market before you put the budget into it. For example, if the competition is very much consolidated, you don't go and spend time entering the market, whether if it's a remote market. If it's a fragmented, if you have a product that is superior to the competition, then you have the guts to go and spend in that market.
Jennifer, would you like to?
I just want to add about the tools. We rely a lot on our dashboards. So we've developed many of these internally where we put our KPIs and from previous events, exhibition, and then we analyze these and we see the result of these. And then from a budgeting perspective, we have an Oracle Hyperion tool that allows us to set our budget and review it. Again, as long as we're able to show the results of investment, usually we get a release on the marketing expenditure. But from a digital point of view, it's becoming far more expensive. Trust me. A month, if you don't put a ceiling on your Google AdWords or Facebook, it can hit thousands and thousands of dollars. So we try to set a ceiling every month for it. I think there's one person who handles this in our group. She gets the credit card limit alerts every time because it exceeds every month.
Guys, I'm going to wrap up the session. I'd like to thank my panelists. I'd like to thank you as an audience. You're fine? Okay, thank you very much for attending, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.